You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never come back. Appreciate you.
Is this real life? I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me. What's happening? You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers.
For years, warning signals were waved off as background noise, uncomfortable moments laughed away, strange footage turned into memes, and serious questions conveniently ignored. Now, a new documentary from 50 Cent is forcing a hard reset, pulling the timeline back into focus and amplifying voices once pushed aside. At the center is Diddy, a dominant force who shaped careers, and Justin Bieber, a gifted talent drawn into that world far too early. This goes beyond viral clips or online speculation. It's a sharp look at power, control, and the quiet systems that allow reality to stay hidden when silence benefits those at the top.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, I'm gonna get the first shot of this.
Man.
Turn that out. Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down, you gotta, you know, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15, you could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
Alright, 16.
You're not ready. Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Alright.
Then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay, I get the mansion.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Justin Bieber's rise was marketed as a perfect modern success story, but behind the spotlight sat a far more troubling truth: a young talent navigating powerful adult environments with little visible safeguarding. Old footage and interviews show him repeatedly placed in situations where influence and access outweighed age-appropriate limits. For years, these moments played out in public, casually dismissed as harmless fame instead of being questioned as a deeper industry failure. This isn't about a single moment, it's about normalization, about a system trained to stay silent. When youth is traded for opportunity, the real issue comes into focus. Who is accountable for the cost that follows?
You understand? You got people in the industry that's been saying for years, this man is having sex with underage. So now the federal government is looking at that like, yo, when is somebody gonna come forward? We got this information, this alleged information, but nobody's willing to come forward. Then they go on and say, yo, Shakur Stewart mysteriously dead. Supposed to be a self-inflicted wound. Person that had everything going for him in their life. Kim Porter dead. Somebody's car gets blown up. This guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He lucky that God given him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, then have to go to hell and face that shit. He got a chance to repent now, change his life.
You mentioned minors, you know, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of like suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and you know, they're making a lot of allegations.
For years, 50 Cent positioned himself as an outsider to Sean Diddy Combs' inner world, aware of the tone, but refusing to participate, yet his comments were consistently dismissed as petty rivalry. Now, as legal scrutiny intensifies and public perception shifts, those remarks resurface with renewed force and sharper clarity. This doesn't validate every claim, but it radically reframes intent, exposing how warnings can exist long before they're taken seriously. The truth is uncomfortable. Criticism is easiest to ignore when it comes from someone inconvenient. And that leaves a pressing question hanging in the air: how many early signals are overlooked simply because the messenger makes people uneasy?
Man, you good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. You heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm here to because you've been a big supporter of mine, all jokes aside. This right here is my young brother right here. He's been a big supporter of mine. My album's coming out, and you know we got the crew going around now. You in New York City, and we got the Dirty Money crew. And we wanted to make you an official member of the Dirty Money crew.
Are you serious?
There you go.
That is
Justin Bieber.
Swag.
Is it your swag?
I gotta put
And then you got to do the swag walk too.
Okay.
I got to show you the swag walk.
You show me the swag walk.
And Scooter, Scoot, Manager, Mogul extraordinaire, you too.
I just got much cooler.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Money.
Dirty money. Okay, so when we walk down the streets of New York, we hit them like this. So me and you walking, we hanging out, you know, a little later on the night after the Usher concert.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't get those ladies, right?
Yeah, after that, the ladies, we in the street, Times Square.
Yeah.
We go, swag. Swag. You see that? You see my hand right there? That's pushing the hate back. There's a lot of hate sometimes.
Right, yeah.
Swag. 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 Try it.
So this hand?
Yeah, hand.
Okay.
This hand. Push it back like you're pushing the wind back. Swag. Ooh. Ooh. You got it, son. You got it. That's right, my boy Bieber, official member of the Dirty Money crew.
All right, I'm chilling with my big bro Diddy right here. You gotta go get his album. It's Last Train to Paris. It is, it's gonna be the greatest album you've ever heard. It's got a lot of cool songs, a lot of people on it. You got
Drake on there.
Drake on there.
Lil Wayne. Chris Brown.
I
wanted to do a song with you, but you was on tour.
He was gonna do
Usher. Big Brother Usher.
Big Brother Usher. So everybody's on this album. Go get this album.
Get it.
Last Train to Paris.
Yeah, get it.
We're out.
Peace.
All right.
Diddy's influence extended well beyond the music, determining who was welcomed into career-defining rooms and who was left waiting in the shadows. Justin Bieber's proximity to that world mirrored a larger industry truth. Success often flowed through guarded circles and personal power, not transparent or accountable pathways, revealing how control behind the scenes could shape outcomes just as much as talent itself.
Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not.
Something, everything ain't for everybody.
Do you believe the guy in the tape is white?
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right. Not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too. Justin Bieber, allegedly. I don't know, bro.
Right. But when you heard the news that Diddy, he had a tape with another man, did that catch you by surprise or no?
Well, all this shit is by surprise to me. A lot of this shit is by surprise to me, to be totally honest, man. Because I knew Puff, I knew Puff Daddy.
The greater issue goes beyond what might have happened in private and cuts directly into why accountability collapsed within a system where success is linked to proximity to power. When advancement is driven by access, lines start to fade, and caution is treated as weakness instead of protection. In that environment, the real pressure point is authority who truly has the freedom to say no, and who ends up paying the price when they try.
I knew Diddy before he was Love and Brother Love and back to Diddy. So, no, but the diddler, he's the diddler now. A lot of it's surprising, but it's not unheard of. Because you hear of all kinds of shit, and whether it registered with you or you internalize it or something like that, that's a whole nother story. But a lot of this stuff it's crazy, but this is the world that we live in now, man. That these individuals thinks is all right. Bruh, when does it comes all right to be sitting there eating food off a naked woman? When did we start doing what they do? Let's keep it a buck. When did we start doing what they do? These guys is popping pills. These got Jay-Z dancing with a chick that's...
Long before Justin Bieber reached worldwide fame, Usher publicly described entering Diddy's sphere as a teenager and later acknowledged how that world exposed him to adult pressures too soon. That history matters because it establishes pattern, not rumor. When similar dynamics surface across different eras, coincidence weakens and structural continuity becomes impossible to ignore. Power and trust pass down without real reform. If discomfort was identified once, the unresolved issue sharpens. Why was nothing fundamentally corrected when the next young star was guided down the same road?
Might make you change your mind. Look at Lil Nas X. He fizzled out fast too.
So would you say someone like Justin Bieber is a victim? I just seen he is reportedly selling his whole catalog because he's broke.
Yeah. Yeah. And once he finishes getting that money, I don't understand why he's broke. He didn't have to be broke. Usher just wouldn't stop robbing him.
Damn.
I mean, Usher couldn't keep his hands out of his pocket. It's funny. He got him signed and turned over custody to Diddy. And boy was never the same, and neither was Usher's pockets, because Usher's been living off of Justin Bieber's money. He ain't been living off of his own. Because the truth is, Usher don't really make that kind of money. And I'm really just kind of sick and tired of Usher Raymond.
Yeah,
I'm really kind of disgusted with Usher Raymond, who does Greek wrestling nude with men over Frosted Flakes, allegedly. Like, I'm sick and tired of this guy who everyone knows got the Diddy bumps, who's been sued for passing them on and lost, is still sitting there disgracing women in front of their men who bought the tickets to like that whole scheme.
He's causing a lot of divorce courts.
But why? He don't even want them. He don't want them women. He's literally doing it just to destroy relationships.
As scrutiny around Diddy intensified, many former allies faded into silence, while 50 Cent amplified his stance, exposing an unspoken industry equation. Speaking up risks partnerships, while staying quiet preserves them, until loyalty and self-interest blur into the same move. This isn't driven by panic so much as calculation, an environment where honesty is weighed against career survival. And when silence consistently proves to be the safest option, the question lands with real force. Can accountability truly exist in a system designed to reward restraint over truth?
Of an interview of Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish. And he was like, he was broke, almost in tears. He's like, I just want to protect her. I just want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
What do you think he went through?
Because he knows what's been happening to Billie. Just like everybody knew what was happening to Millie Bobby Brown girl with Drake. These people are monsters.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just say real thing. Real life street stars. You know what time it is. Jermaine Dupri said something interesting. He said the reason that R&B isn't as powerful as it is anymore is because children are going to church.
Yeah.
What is it about the transfer from the spiritual to the secular do you believe that's what made R&B so powerful?
Understand this. Rhythm and blues was a combination of gospel and soul music. Because soul music has always been around in one form or another. It's just evolved throughout the years. And you got gospel, rhythm and blues. That's what put that together. That's why they made such a big stink about the Ray Charles incorporating gospel sounds into secular music. Because they wanted people to separate the two. This is demon, this is good. The truth is none of that's real. There is no bad, there is no good. There is what is and there is what is not. And that's sad. But when you take the spirit that comes from that.
Justin Bieber has never publicly accused Diddy of criminal conduct, but his later candor about anxiety, instability, and emotional exhaustion adds crucial depth to a far more layered narrative. He has spoken about being pushed into extreme pressure at a young age, surrounded by adults with competing interests, and navigating massive success without the tools or support needed to protect his well-being. That history doesn't offer clean answers, but it disrupts simple narratives, underscoring the real cost of growing up too fast inside a system where care and protection were never clearly placed first.
A witness that just testified against Diddy to the grand jury and had to give up 8 videotapes to the feds that contained celebrities in these freak-offs with Diddy is now listing some of the names that he saw on these tapes. And this man said that he got these tapes from a very close friend of Kim Porter's, and these were Kim Porter's tapes that she was going to use against Diddy. And some of the names that he says are some that we have heard rumored over the years. He said he saw Justin Bieber on this tape and he appeared to be underage during this time. He also saw Usher on these tapes and Usher definitely appeared to be underage. And this one gave me the chills because we've heard that Usher is the one that sent Justin Bieber to Diddy. Courtney Burgess sat down with the Too Strong channel here on YouTube and started naming some of the celebrities that he saw on these tapes.
Were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older than he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You understand? His shoulder part with his, the blood was all in his bed. You understand? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Went on to explain how Danny Boy was also in one of these videos with Mary J. Blige and Diddy together. And Danny Boy admitted when he was 15 that Mary J. Blige flew him out to New York and he slept with her while he was underage.
The point here isn't legal verdicts, but human consequence. Damage doesn't always surface through direct accusations or neat definitions. It often appears later as lasting strain, broken balance, or pain that was never fully named. When pressure and exposure are baked into a system, harm can accumulate without a single dramatic incident. That leads to an uncomfortable question. If the cause is structural rather than isolated, why do we demand one explicit claim before we're willing to admit that something failed?
Danny Boy.
Danny Boy, okay.
You know what Danny Boy is?
I heard that before. I don't, I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot, but I have heard that name, Danny Boy.
Danny Boy back then, he looked like he was about 16. They both was about.
He also claimed that Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, were in these videos, and he also said that there was photographs and videos of Diddy eating off of young girls.
Pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, whatever his name is. Other females on the table, they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments in there. I got calls from certain one to get the tape out of my hand. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I have said that if this man testified to the grand jury, the feds had to have some reason to bring him in to actually testify against Diddy. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this man naming all of the people on the Diddy tapes in the comments.
When Diddy's story entered the federal courtroom, the conversation shifted from rumor to formal examination, anchored in documents, process, and verifiable outcomes. Legal filings, decisions, and appeals imposed strict boundaries on what could be responsibly claimed, even as they expanded the spotlight on institutional responsibility. Courts are designed to rule on actions, not cultures, and that gap leaves deeper systemic issues untouched. The takeaway is clear: legality does not equal integrity, and a closed case does not erase embedded harm. So when the paperwork is finalized, the real question doesn't fade, it sharpens. Is that the end of accountability or the point where the reckoning actually starts?
Now, do you think he has a mole or an informant in his camp that's cooperating?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Listen, bro. Just doing law enforcement myself, just take for instance. I think the individual was a Syracuse former basketball player named Jason Barnes or Beard or something like that. He already had drug charges against him. The day Diddy house get raided, they catch him getting on a plane and they put him into custody. Didn't that sound a little weird? People didn't catch that. They either put him in custody for a couple of reasons. You understand? One, to make a witness out of him, or to safeguard him and protect him for anything that could happen to him, because they had already stated, allegedly, that he was some kind of mule for the people over there at Diddy's house. So now, with that information, that he was already known by the government for drug charges, wouldn't that be an individual that you use? I'm gonna give you something different. And I'm gonna give you something else that people don't even think. On the other day, I seen on the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber. They met up and he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on. Did you see that?
Yep.
Check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness, right?
The intersection of 50 Cent, Diddy, and Justin Bieber reveals a larger truth about celebrity-driven ecosystems, where power concentrates upward, vulnerability is absorbed below, and accountability arrives late if it arrives at all. Youth is marketed as authenticity, access is framed as mentorship, and silence is rewarded as professionalism, shaping a culture where imbalance feels routine instead of concerning. This isn't a story built on certainty or single-point blame, but on repeating conditions that reliably lead to consequences. And when the same framework produces the same damage time after time, the question can no longer be avoided. When does the system stop being background context and start becoming the real subject under scrutiny?